Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Shakela. If you're not new, then welcome back. And today we are doing another Get Ready With Me. This one is going to be a little different. Well, not really different, because y'all know I mostly just talk in all my Get Ready With Me. But this one is going to be some things that I wish I knew, some things I've learned, and some things that I've experienced through my journey with Christ. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm getting ready to go to a birthday dinner. My friend turned 30 yesterday, and her mom is having her a surprise dinner. She think we're going to the club. It's 3:14. It started at 6, but I made the treat and I got to pick up her auntie, so I decided that I want to go ahead and start getting ready now. I just got out the shower because it like when I record, it take a while, and yeah, I know I got to take my pictures, so yeah, I just want to go ahead and get started. I just put on a toothpaste lip injection. I used to use, here it is, this one. To me, in my opinion, this one kind of works better than the toothpaste, but I'm still trying to get a toothpaste a chance because of how much it costs. So I'm gonna let it sit for a while. But yeah, so we're going to get started. Y'all know before I do anything, I always do my brows first. So we're gonna go in with those. And what do I want to start with? Do I want to start with, oh, and if I'm looking this way, my mirror down here and my iPad, got my notes of what I want to talk to y'all about. Before I use everything, I'll tell y'all. Yeah, I know I recently started using the F brow lift to give a more fluffed look. So one thing I learned is that if God wants you and he really trying to get you to teach you some things, he gonna get you. I don't care how much you run, how much you say, oh, I'm not about to give my life to Christ, or I'm not about to be out here talking about God, and I'm not about to be a Christian. If he wants you, he gonna get you. And it's just point blank period. And I had to learn it because I had been running for so long. Before God even fully changed me and made me into the person I am now, I used to get convicted of a lot of stuff, and I would feel like he was like, okay, look, you think you're running from me, but you gonna give in to me eventually. And eventually I ended up having no choice but to give in. And I can remember like it was yesterday. I was going to work. I was getting ready for work, and it's like I just broke down. And I was like, what is wrong with you, good? And then it's like I just can't do nothing but tell him like, okay, I surrender to you. I give my life to you, and from here on out, I'm living for you. Whatever you want me to do, I'm doing. And it was crazy because I was crying, I was so emotional. I was boo-hooing the whole time, and it was the simple fact that it wasn't like a sad cry. It was a cry. It felt like I felt free in a sense, if that makes sense. I felt open, and it was like, okay, good, you can use it. And so me not knowing it in the beginning that my YouTube channel was gonna be for him, I didn't know that at first. So it was like when I first started my YouTube, I was going out, drinking and smoking hookah and being at the club and all this stuff. And then after I surrendered, I was like, okay, so now I ain't got nothing to put on my YouTube channel. What I'm about to be talking about on YouTube? And he said it plain today, you about to use your YouTube channel for me. And I'm just like, huh? What you mean I'm about to use my YouTube channel for you? What I'm gonna do? Like, I ain't never read a full chapter in the Bible and you sitting here talking about I'm finna use my YouTube channel for you? So I was like, okay. And then I can't remember what exact chapter in Luke or like the verse, but the chapter is the chapter where the angel came down and told the shepherds that Jesus had been born. But you know, the angel scared the shepherd, and the shepherd was telling him like, look, don't you even be afraid, because it's a good thing. And like, I ain't gonna lie, when I first dedicated myself to him, well, not dedicated, when I first surrendered myself to him, I was like, okay, I'm giving myself to you. This is scary. I don't know what to do. And it like he was telling, like when he led me to that verse, it's like he was telling me, okay, don't be afraid. I know this is gonna be new for you, but this newness is gonna be a good thing. And that made me feel so much better. I was just like, okay, Lord, you done told me it's gonna be okay. I trust you that it's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna make it through this. So after that, I was like, I started doing devotion and stuff on my channel, and it like every time I get ready to record, specifically a video like this or something, it be so much noise. But he was like, I was like, okay, whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do it. You said my channel gonna be for you, so hey, it gonna be for you. So I started doing devotion and, you know, talking about God and doing car devotion. And it was weird to me because it was coming so easy. I was like, how is it so easy for me to talk about the Bible when I never even read the Bible? But I had to realize that it wasn't me, it was him. He was speaking through me, and he was giving me the message to give to people. So that's one thing I learned. I learned that it ain't no running. And if he wants you, and he know you have a better purpose than what you already doing, he gonna get you. So that was the first thing. The second thing was being to yourself isn't a bad thing. Cause like I always be like, I'm so bored, I'm always by myself. Especially like when I first started my journey, I just felt like I was so alone. And it was because at that time I was the only one, you know, like, well, I didn't have nobody that was on the same journey as me. I didn't have nobody trying to get close to God. I didn't know nobody that, you know, was trying to live out their purpose like I was. So I felt alone. But what I learned is that you can hear God more clearly, because he had to take me away from all of the things I was used to. Because if I was still doing all the stuff I was still doing and hanging around the same crowds, I wouldn't have been able to hear nothing he was trying to tell me, or, you know, like comprehend nothing that he was trying to get me to do, because I would have been trying to listen to him, but I still would have had all of the world in my ear. Kind of like the devil on one side and God on the other side, the angels on the other side. That's how it would have been, because like, hold on, like if I had kept around the same crowd and steadily doing the same thing that he had just, or being around all the same stuff that God had just took me from, then it wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work at all. So yeah, I had to learn that being alone wasn't bad. And two, I heard him more clearly. Like I was able to hear him more. I was able to focus, because, you know, when you think about stuff and you trying to focus and you around too much and too many people in your ear, is not gonna work. Because how you gonna understand and hear what you're supposed to be doing if you constantly got people in your ear trying to give you their opinion or what you're supposed to be doing? So I found it to be better to be by myself. And not only was I able to hear him clearer, I was able to learn more about myself and, you know, find my true purpose and ooh, excuse me, find my calling, I was able to hear. Cause think about it, if you around people who aren't trying to change or elevate themselves, they ain't gonna want you to. And once you start to, they probably gonna make you feel like you trying to make it seem like you more than them or something. When that's not the case, you just elevating your purpose, and you know that you deserve more, and you know that there's more out of life than what you're doing in that current moment. And in order to do that, you're gonna have to change your surroundings. And I had to learn it too. And I didn't read. I was on TikTok because just like everybody else, I'm addicted to TikTok. And the pastor was preaching on how sometimes you don't know your true purpose or just how much you're capable of until you change your surroundings, because you can be surrounded by something or someone for so long and stuck in the same situation till you know how sometimes you feel like you know so much is supposed to be different, but you just can't figure out what that different is because you don't have the space or the surroundings to make you understand the difference and to know that you have a bigger purpose in life, because all y'all just stuck in one place. And then it was like once you get from around this certain crowd, you then begin to learn that you were capable. That eyelash is throwing me. You learned that you were capable of so much more than you had been giving yourself credit for. And like once you start hanging around people on the same walk as you, in a sense, they began to help elevate you and show you what you were capable of and bring out those talents that you didn't even know that you had within you. And it's crazy because I counted was the same way. Another thing that I wish I knew about more before starting my journey was warfare. Y'all, I don't even think before starting my Christian journey I had even heard anybody talk about warfare. I had never even heard nobody say that they had gone through warfare or none of that stuff. And it was brand new to me. And when I tell y'all, it threw me for a loop. Like, it was very hard. That eyeshadow I just used was out of the Black Radiance Contour Palette, and I used this is the medium to dark, and I used the contour shade right here. And now I'm about to go in with this. I got this off Amazon. It's the Changeable Fantasy palette. And I'm going to use these two blacks right here at the end. Y'all, I'm being real bold using this black because I don't even know how to do eyeshadow. So for me, it'd be simple if I'm going to put this black on my eyelids. But I'm just put a little bit. But yeah, like warfare, baby, it threw your girl for a loop because nobody had talked to me about it. And like even going to church, I had never heard about spiritual warfare. And when I tell y'all, like, and warfare can come in many different things. Like when you start giving your life to Christ, the devil will use everything to try and get you to be like, okay, before I gave my life to Christ, when none of this going on, I wasn't dealing with none of this. But now that I'm giving my life to Him, I'm broke, my job stressing me out, the kids stressing me out, my husband stressing me out. Like, it be so much. And He used that to be like, okay, He wants you to feel like when you was in the world, you wasn't going through any of those things. When in reality, you probably would, but you were focused on so much devilment in the world and not even doing right till you just didn't notice it at that time. And that's how I was like, for me, I feel like He using my health against me because like, I always, like had little health issues, but it was never like, dang, I don't feel good, or like, dang, I need to do this or do that. But it like, once I gave my life to Christ, it hit double fold. And I'm like, okay, so this just say he want me to be like, okay, before I gave my life to Christ, I wasn't experiencing none of this stuff. But you know, I wasn't gonna let him get to me. And like, the more I was telling my brother the other day, it's like, the more I said, okay, I'm giving myself to Christ, and I'm not gonna let, the more I say I'm giving my health to Christ, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's like the worse it get. And I know it's him trying to get me, like, when you were living for me and living in the world, you wasn't experiencing none of this stuff. But like, now, since you giving yourself to Christ, you going through all this stuff. But I'm not gonna even give him the joy of being like, okay, yeah, she gonna fold, because I'm not. And if y'all, like, if you watch my vlogs, you know that I talk about having an autoimmune disorder, but I just never specifically say which one, because really, I don't want to come to terms with it myself, and I'm not going to come to terms with it because we ain't claiming that stuff over here. So, yeah, that's my dilemma, y'all. But, yeah, and then, like, that's kind of like warfare can be spiritual, financial, mental. It can be all kinds. It can be all kinds and sorts of different ways that he can get you. And, like, besides my health, y'all get into, I like this. Even though I'm wearing silver and purple and black, but hey. It's on there now, and I think it's cute. But the first form, besides my health, the first form of warfare that I experienced was spiritual, because well, let me do this first. I'm gonna go in with the F Mac oil control. It's so old, y'all. But yeah, when I first got my shop, I always like felt a presence out here, and it's like it wasn't a good presence. It was like a fearful presence, and I didn't know what it was. And I'm like, Mom, why do I used to ask my mom, like, why do I feel like this? Like, God blessed me with this shop, and I know it's just the devil trying to make me afraid of what God has given me. And I used to be so scared to come out here. Well, not out here, but I got a room out here. And I used to be so scared to stay out here, to the point where, like, I make my stuff and I'll just go back to my mama's house. And I've been like that again recently, and I really don't like it, because I got this space so I could, you know, have time to myself and, you know, read my Bible with no interruptions and all that stuff. But it, like, lately I've been back in that space again, and I hate it. But long story short, one night, what really kicked it off, one night I was out here. I had got done making some cakes. I had got my bath. I had read my Bible for the night, and I had laid down. And so I was like, okay, I'm about to just lay down and go to sleep. So it sounded like I know I was out here by myself, and it sounded like I heard something knock on the door. And I was like, I know ain't nobody knocking, I'm out here by myself. So I was like, I ain't even about to do that right now. And so I just rolled over, and I was like, okay. And the knocking wasn't at the door to come in, it was at the bedroom door. And I was like, okay, I'm not paying that no mind. It's, you know, whatever. So after that happened, then it's like the knock got loud, and I was like, okay. I jumped up. Then I was like, let me get up, because I don't know what that is. So after I got up, I was like, I'm using the F Jelly Pop. I was like, wait a minute now. So I sat on the edge of the bed, And when I sat on the edge of the bed, I kid y'all not, it like some started like rattling, shaking the door. Like really trying to get in here and get me. And a lot of people don't talk about that kind of stuff because they feel like it's weird or people not gonna believe them. But I don't care. I'm here to tell you, this is my experience. I mean, I'm not saying nobody else's experience gonna be like mine, but hey, I'm just telling you what I done experienced so far through my journey. Which I wish other people would have like told me some of the stuff that they experienced, so maybe, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm prepared. If a monster try to come and get me, I already know what to do. But yeah, then after I jumped up and it ran, I called my mama. I was just scared. I called my mama. I was like, look, Mom, I'm out here. Someone's trying to get me. I got my gun. And I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. Because at this point, I don't know what to do. So while she was on the phone, I got up, I opened the door. Nothing there. And I'm like, okay. So I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. I let it scare me. I got up, I went to my mom's house, and I stayed at her house that night. And I don't know, it's just crazy, like a lot of stuff you experience spiritually, a lot of people don't talk about it, and I really wish that they would, because I mean, I know you ain't gonna be fully prepared, because just to say, just because I went through that don't mean nobody else gonna go through, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing we have to realize, like, my journey ain't gonna look like your journey, and your journey not gonna look like mine. And once we get that in our head, then I feel like it'll be so much better, because we'll understand that everybody's journey is different. It is not gonna be the same. But now I'm just gonna put a little bit of translucent powder on. Try not to make a mess now, because I'm good for doing it. To try to help control some of these oils. It's the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Another thing that I've learned since going through my journey is sometimes people might think you're crazy. Like when I first started, a lot of stuff I stopped doing, a lot of stuff I started doing, people be like, you going crazy, what right? You ain't even gotta do all that, why you doing that, da 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 da. I'm like, look, this is my journey. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't feel God was telling me to do it. And two, they not gonna understand nothing you do, because they not trying to hear from God like you. They don't hear Him. You can't expect them to understand something that they're not a part of. So since they still a part of the world, they not gonna understand the things you're doing and the choices you're making to stop doing and the changes you're making in your life, because they're not making those changes. So it's not gonna make sense to them, you know? So I had to learn that part too. But yeah, a lot of stuff people they thought I was crazy. That's why that's why it's good to be used to being by yourself too, because I mean technically you're not by yourself because you still have God with you, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Now I'm gonna color correct. I'm gonna use this shade right here, and this is just a Revolution makeup color corrector. But yeah, that's why it's good to be by yourself. Another thing I've learned is that even though you're by yourself, it's good to still have that community. Like, I had got to the point like, Lord, please send me some friends that's, you know, at least on the same journey as me, trying to do the same things I'm doing, trying to learn the same things I'm learning. Like, at least send me some friends, you know, that even if they just started, you know, we can help each other. I'll be like, oh, I went through that, I did this, or I read this chapter, or, you know, I did that, and it helped get me through. Because it's good to have that community of people that's going through what you went through, or, you know, that's on that same journey as you. And I prayed, and it crazy because I'm not the type of person to go to nobody and be like, hey, let's be friends. But it was these girls from down here, and I was seeing them talk about their Bible study. I think I talked about this in another vlog too. They were talking about how they have fun doing their Bible studies and stuff. And I'm just gonna set some more again with some more translucent powder. But yeah, they were talking about how they do Bible study and how they have fun doing their Bible study. So the second time I seen them post something, I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask them. So I DM both of them at the same time on Facebook and was like, hey, I see y'all talking about Bible study. Do y'all do Bible study? And it's crazy because I already knew them, but like we had never talked like that on that level. And they was like, yeah. I was like, would y'all mind if I join? And they were like, yeah. And now it's like we've been friends forever. And I thank him for leading me to it. Oh, and I'm just using this Milani to set my face. And I really do just thank him for allowing me to build the courage up to go and be like, hey y'all, let me join y'all Bible study group. Because y'all, I ain't gonna lie, since joining that group, I ain't gonna say my walk been easier, but it's been better because they understand the things I'm going through. They probably done been through it, or you know, like they just understand because all of us on the same page. And like we read Bible study, we do Bible study Sunday. We do Bible study Sunday through what? Thursday. And it's nice. And I really enjoy doing it with them. And they pray, you know, we pray for each other. We joke around and stuff and have fun. But at the same time, we still, you know, doing our Bible study and getting business done. And I just used the Born This Way spiced rum for my foundation. And I'm using the Morphe M439 brush to pat it in. But yeah, it's good to have people on your side. It's good to have a community to go to church and all that. Another thing, something I wish I knew was that the Christian walk is not easy. It's not easy at all. And I feel like this would make people, when they first come to Christ and they experience their first little hiccup, they be like, okay, so I thought me giving my life to you, I look orange. Me giving my life to you, I wasn't gonna experience none of this stuff no more. But that's not the case. I feel like everybody make it seem like once you give your life to Christ, I look so orange. Ooh, let me see. I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe my concealer. But now I don't look orange. I don't know. But yeah, people make it seem like once you give your life to Christ, easy peasy lemon squeezy. No sir, and no ma'am. That's actually when things get loop-de-doo. Because think about it. So my analogy of why things get worse when you give your life to Christ is because, for one, think about it. While you was already living for the world, so the devil didn't have to try to do nothing to get you back on his side or make you come to him or make you want to not live for Christ no more, because once you was doing wrong, so he was like, okay, think about it. If a man already got you, he ain't gonna try to do nothing to get you. Or if a woman already got you, she ain't gonna do nothing to try to get you because they already got you. But if they don't have you, they doing everything in their power to try to get you and make you a part of their team, right? Think about the NBA teams, like these basketball players. We talking about it all the time. How before they get drafted, the coaches be doing everything in their power, giving them all kind of offers to join their team. But once they already a part of the team, it's a whole different story. So think about it. Like before you give your life to Christ, the devil, he don't have to work for you because he already has you. But once you give yourself to Christ, he gonna do everything in his power to make it seem like, okay, this Christian walk too hard. So I'm going back to the streets because I wasn't experiencing all this before I gave my life to Christ. And that's what he wants you to think. He wants you to feel like my life was so much easier before I gave my life to Christ. But now that I gave my life to Christ, I got to go through all this stuff. And right now, at this moment, I don't feel like it's worth it. And that's what he wants you to think. He gonna want you to feel like the warfare you're going through and the things in your life that's not the same no more, or that have gotten harder, is because God is not where you need to be when he's just trying to get you to come back to the world and not live out your purpose. So don't fall for it, because that's not the route to go. So yeah, I had to learn that it's just the devil. He was trying to make me feel like, okay, you gave your life to Christ, and now you're sitting over here going through all this stuff. But when you were living for me, you weren't experiencing none of this stuff. And I'm like, no, you ain't gonna get me. And we had to stand firm. That's when your faith really comes in. Stand strong, knowing that God gonna bring through all this stuff. Because you gotta defeat the enemy. You can't let him defeat you. You already find your flesh. You already find your flesh every day. So on top of finding your flesh every day, you gotta fight Satan trying to get you to turn your back on God and not do what you know God is calling you to do. And we can't let him get us like that, y'all. I mean, it better easier said than done. And that's where God's grace come in with it. But at the same time, we can't just, we can't use his grace as what I'm trying to say, so leisurely. Cause I feel like that's where we mess up a lot at too. Like we feel like, okay, since we got God's grace, we can just be out here living willy-nilly and doing all this stuff we know we're not supposed to be doing just because we had his grace. But that's not how it works, y'all. We can't use God's grace like that. Because even you get tired. Like, think about it. Somebody just keep doing something and doing you wrong and hurting you because they know at the end of the day you're going to forgive them. So they just going to keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. And we shouldn't do God like that, because he has feelings too. So we should think about how it makes us feel when people we care about and people we love and people we thought loved us do us the same way. So I'm a little ahead of time, I feel like, because it's 3:48. So, but if I get done my makeup at 4, that'll give me a chance to take pictures. I probably do my reel. What else? I don't know. I feel like my makeup look better now. But yeah. I'm going to go ahead and sit under my eye. I use a little bit of the translucent powder for that. The same Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I just sit with a brushy brush. Just a little bit. I don't want it to be super white because I still got to put my other powder on top. And I don't know where this brush come from, y'all. I got this brush from, where I get this? Sheen. A long time ago. So yeah, I think it already look good. If I do say so myself. But yeah, that's it for the translucent powder. And I like to try to stay a little organized and put stuff back as I go. If I put it in the right place. And then I'm gonna go on top of that with the beauty blender that I use to blend out my contour since it's a little wet. And this is the Morphe setting powder in Banana Rich. And I just put it under and let it sit a little bit. I kind of use too much. I pat it in, but at the same time, I let it sit. Forehead a little bit. That chin area. Everywhere I contour, I pat this powder in. That's good. I don't know if I want to bake or not, depending on, I'm gonna see how it look when I do the whole thing, if I need to bake or not. So now we're going to contour with that same powder I used on my eyeshadow, for my eyeshadow. And this is another brush from Shein, so I don't know what it's called. Let me see what else I can tell you. Oh, we can talk about conviction. Y'all, once I really got in my Bible and started reading, it like I was getting convicted of so much stuff. I was like, God dang. God dang, Lord. Conviction is real though, like, and you'll get convicted of some of the things you get convicted of, you wouldn't even think like that's something to be getting convicted about. Like, Lord, why am I getting convicted about listening to music? That was one. And I can remember like yesterday when I stopped, like we had went to Texas for my friend's birthday, and we was on the way back home, and I used to listen to Where the Police Going. I used to listen to Kevin Gates real heavy. Like, I was a die-hard Kevin Gates fan. And it like, the conviction started on our way home from Texas. We were listening to his song. Like, his new album had just dropped. And we were listening to it in the car. And when they were playing, I was like, ain't no way I be sitting here singing these lyrics, singing my heart out. And I'm like, did I really used to be like listening to this man like that? Like dying hard over him like that? Like some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, ain't no way I used to be singing that stuff. And it's crazy because I was. And I didn't feel that conviction or realize that, okay, look, you don't need to be listening to this stuff until that day. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on a cleanse from listening to rap music for a little while. And that little while turned into, I haven't listened to like rap like that since June of last year. Now like, if I'm on TikTok, yeah, I hear a song or whatever. And I'm like, it's crazy how obsessed I used to be with the music, and it's like now that I listen to it, I'm like, why was I even listening to it? Like, what was my purpose of listening to that music? Because it's surely not serving me a purpose. You know what I'm saying? But just because God convict me of that don't mean He's gonna convict the next person of it. And I had to realize it too. I'm like, you don't supposed to be listening to that. You don't supposed to do that. But I had to learn that my convictions are my convictions, and somebody else's convictions gonna be their convictions. And this is another Revolution product. It's called Blusher Reloaded Rose Kiss. This brush is a Real Technique 200. I don't know what you're supposed to use it for, but I'm using it for my blush. Y'all feel like my makeup's so cute. Now, I had wrote down some more topics that I want to talk to y'all about. That I had got from like listening to podcasts and stuff. I feel like I'm missing a step when I know I'm not missing a step. Okay, so now we're gonna sit with this Morphe. Don't feel like it either. Setting mist. Oh, I didn't put on highlight. Just frame a little list. But one subject that really touched me was when he's not changing things around you, he's changing things within you. And like, we ask God for change. We ask him to do this in our life. We ask him to help us elevate in this aspect. We ask him to do so many things, but we have to realize, like, okay, if God was to give me right now what I'm asking him for, would I be able to carry it? Would I be able to handle it? And I feel like until we realize that God, one, he ain't obligated to give us all the things that we ask him for. And two, just because we ask for it, that don't mean we're going to get it. Three, if he know we deserve it, but we aren't ready for it, you really not about to get it. And I feel like we have to learn, okay, so just like you asking God to give you this business or change your life in this aspect, if he was to give it to you right now, that business was to flourish, would you be able to maintain and keep that business and do with it what God is telling you to do with it? And we have to realize and learn sometimes, like, okay, he gonna give it to me, but maybe just not right now, because why? I'm not ready for it. If you ain't ready for it, he not about to give it to you. And I had to learn that too. Like, I was asking God for so much stuff and getting mad because I'm like, okay, why he ain't doing this in my life, but he doing it in such and such life? And I'm like, I feel like I'm ready for it. I know I can handle it, when in reality, no, I couldn't have. I kind of had wanted to use this, but I'm scared. It's I bought this MAC Studio Fix. It's supposed to like make your makeup, but I feel like it's too light. Yeah, it's too light. The guy at Ulta told me it's my color, but I feel like they're way too light. So I don't know. Let's see. I'm putting it down my nose. Y'all probably tell I ain't used it. Okay, Mac. Ooh. But yeah, okay. So I was underestimated. I feel like it brought it together even more. I really don't know what this did to my lips. Nothing really. Oh, but yeah, we asked God to give us but he have to change us first. And I had to realize that too. Like, a lot of stuff I was asking God for, if he had gave it to me back then, it would have been a waste. A big waste. And I'm glad he didn't give it to me, because then at that point, if he had gave it to me then and I had wasted it, maybe I wouldn't have even had the courage to even try again and to go ahead and do, what he was telling me to do. Now I'm gonna use this Urban Decay. Oh, maybe, am I gonna do highlight? I could. I'm just gonna use the highlighter out of this Born This Way palette. Not too much. This is a Real Technique brush 232, and I'm just gonna use the big part. Ooh. Yeah, this one. But yeah, like, I knew I wanted to do it right. It would have been totally wasted. But we have to learn, and like, I ended up, I don't even know why I saw the scripture or read the scripture yet. But it might have been in a sermon where he talked about how Moses was in the wilderness for 40 years. He didn't know why God had him in the woods raising sheep and being a shepherd. But after those 40 years, God used him to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. And him being a shepherd to them sheep, he had to be a shepherd to those Israelites, and he had to be someone that they can follow, and he had to know how to survive in the wilderness to help them get through and to help them survive. So he didn't even know that he was in training for his purpose. And I feel like a lot of times God put us in certain situations and we have to do certain things and go through certain things, and we don't understand, like, this is training for our purpose. This is the training for everything that I've been asking God for. And if I can just be patient, I know that everything he got me doing right now, everything I'm going through right now, I'm going to need it for a part of my purpose, and I'm going to live out my purpose. And I'm going to use it. It's going to, ooh, that made it look so much better. I'm going to need these things that God is showing me. I'm going to need this thing that the person that get on my nerves is teaching me at this job that I don't want to be at, because I'm going to need this to get through a part of my purpose. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for the makeup. I kind of want to be dramatic because I seen a girl put like black liner like to meet her contour. Not contour. The eyeshadow like right here. I love that. But yeah, so y'all now, I'm about to straighten my hair. So I'm not gonna do that on camera because I'm gonna have to turn the air on because I'm gonna get hot. And then I'll come back when I get ready to do my lip, because I'm undecided on what lip I want to do. So I'm still gonna record me flat ironing my hair, but I'm not gonna have no sound. So I will be back. y'all, so we back. I went on my mom to come help me with my shirt. It's a corset and she gotta tie the back. I don't know why I'm taking my hair out. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all jewelry. It don't look like I got on this, but I got a shirt on. Promise. So for jewelry, for sure we're gonna do this bracelet. Amazon. Got the necklace that goes to this bracelet. If y'all hear my L, I'm sorry. I done got hot. I had to turn my window down. So we're gonna do that bracelet. Cause I'm trying to do silver. Get a ring from my brother, of course. He got it for me for my birthday. And I got this necklace off Amazon. And I done tangled it up already. Okay. It's just because I didn't know. I feel like this one too close. Now the thing is, I'm not gonna make it clean. I think it's cute. And then for fragrance, we're gonna do Burberry Her, the Edu Toilet. If you're not new here, you know why I get miniatures. Don't put this in my purse. Oh, I ain't greased my arms or my hands. We ain't greased nothing. So I will be back when we get the whole fit on. I'm gonna try to let my mom record me so y'all can see the outfit. So yeah. Be back. Yeah, I forgot we ain't do a lip. Why y'all didn't remind me? We didn't do the lip.